I think as good as anyone can. I mean, it's been so frustrating for him. It's been a long battle going back to always the Cowboys game from a couple of years ago. I know he feels as good as he's felt. I know how hard he's worked to get to this point. I know how pumped he is just to be an opportunity to come back and be a part of a playoff team. So just talking to him this morning, he is geared up, ready to go as good as I've seen him, and his spirits are high.
That was Kyle Shanahan, coach of the 49ers, talking about a possible Javon Kinlaw return this season. I just want to welcome you guys back to a YouTube exclusive. I'm your host, Drew. It's my other host over there.
What's up? It's D. Nice to see you. So it doesn't seem like a possible return. It seems like a return. It seems like Javon Kinlaw is geared up and ready to go. I'm actually pretty pumped about it. I was really excited for him this past offseason for a chance to prove, people wrong that he wasn't injury prone. Turns out, the guy's kind of injury prone, happens, but given this is like a shortened season for him, hey, we just have this run of a couple of, maybe even the last game doesn't matter. So it's really just the playoff push for Javon Kinlaw. I feel pretty good about that. How about you?
Yeah, before we get into that, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you guys watching, and look for us at the 49ers Washington game in parking lot green 4. We're going to be talking to some of you guys, having some fun out there. But as far as Kinlaw, you saying him being injury prone, it doesn't really matter if he could come back and give us a couple good games. And that's kind of what we talked about earlier in the season. Like, we want to save him till the end, and I want to bank on him being there and being disruptive for the key plays in the playoffs. So if we get that, that's huge for us, even though like our interior, the defensive line has performed pretty well this season, but we're getting to the point where all these guys are getting those nicks and bruises, and they're getting banged up. So to get someone like that as a reinforcement at this point in the season can just add to that best defense in the league. Who's going to stop us then?
Yeah, exactly that. Like the defensive line has been serviceable to this point, but we have seen a lot of injuries, a lot of turnover go with that specific unit. But, Javon Kinlaw is going to be coming back. We may see another defensive tackle for the first time. Kalia Davis actually has been, word on the Twitter street is he might be entering and feeling a lot better. So hopefully so. I think that this is kind of the perfect push. Like, guys are really starting to get healthy. Elijah Mitchell might be coming back soon. So, hey.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Kalia Davis hype on the timeline right now. A lot of people breaking out tape saying how he would have been a pretty high draft pick if it weren't for his injury. And that's the thing that's you love and hate about the 49ers is like they will take these talented guys and sit on them for a while. And when those guys work out, it's a feel-good story. You like that we got talent in that far in the draft. But then you got to deal with, man, these guys sit for a long time and they're constantly getting injured. But if he's someone that could come in and help and add rotation for Kinlaw and just add to the depth of this line, like that's all I'm saying is we need a couple key plays. That's what it comes down to in playoffs. We know Bosa's going to eat. Drake Jackson and Ebukam are on the other side looking good. Those little bit of plays that win you championships, we need the guys that can turn it up. And Kinlaw and this guy look like they're going to add to this team, and they hopefully will make a big impact on those key plays.
Yeah, and exactly to your point, like, hey, this 49ers team is not afraid to grab and stash. But that did kind of play to the downfall of the like Harbaugh era. They had a ton of picks where they were like, oh, like this guy was injured. He was a first round projected pick, and now he's here at the 5th round. Cool. Or he's here at the 3rd round. Cool. But all of that adds up. We already seen a couple of guys that, were this injury prone tag on them, such as Jalen Hurd, who just never saw the field, didn't really work out. So I'm really hoping Javon Kinlaw doesn't, become that guy, and that he just really is healthy enough to make it through the entire season without that knee swelling up. Or it's not even the entire season. It's literally a handful of games and then the playoffs. If we can get him for that amount, it's entirely worth it just to make a Super Bowl run. Same thing with Kalia Davis. If he can make an impact on just these handful of games and then the playoff push, everything is going to be entirely worth it just to get a ring.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we've had serviceable big men in the middle this season, but to get like someone of Javon Kinlaw's talent, or even possibly Kalia Davis's talent, if that translates to the league, in for like 10 snaps in a game, like, fuck these handful of games. Give me a handful of snaps for the rest of the year, and let's see what can happen on those plays. And as far as that final IR spot, like, who can come back, I'm seeing like Elijah Mitchell, Javon Kinlaw, Trey Lance talk. Jimmy's obviously not an IR, but I don't believe Jimmy's coming back. I don't believe Trey Lance is coming back in that final spot. If anything, Kinlaw actually said that he believes that he's going to play this Saturday. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like
he's
Shanahan is saying like he's going to come back. Like it doesn't seem like a possibility. It seems like it's a for sure thing that he is coming back. I know that I believe Fred Warner last week was saying, "Hey, Javon Kinlaw is going to be back next week." So, I mean, this has kind of been the rumblings for the past few weeks of a Javon Kinlaw return. So I already kind of accounted for him taking one of those IR comeback spots. The other one does have to be Elijah Mitchell. Like it just has to be. You can't save it for Trey Lance, especially that would be the thing, is if it was Elijah Mitchell first and then it was Javon Kinlaw, I would say, hey, there's a possibility that Trey Lance can come back and take that spot because Javon Kinlaw has been such a question mark and a mystery. But if they're saying that Javon Kinlaw is going to come back even this weekend, that takes the mystery out of it. Trey Lance is not going to come back throughout this season. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it does just raise the question. Like, I have seen some people be like, well, Brock Purdy needs a backup just in case he gets injured. At that point, don't you think we're kind of out of it? Because then it's like Josh Johnson, or we have an injured Jimmy or an injured Trey. Like, I don't know. You don't want to roll these guys back out and possibly get them hurt for next season.
Oh, no. If Brock Purdy gets injured, that's it. We're done. Like,
Josh Johnson to the chip.
Yeah, no, there's no way that Josh Johnson is going to be able to step in. And that's like a tall task to even ask of a fourth string quarterback, someone who we had to pick up like a week and a half ago. There's just no way that it can happen. I know the team is good, but we got lucky even being in this position with Brock Purdy. This is a special circumstance that we have a quarterback that can step up and play to this caliber as our third string quarterback. So, you know, for him to get injured, it's going to take all the wind out of the entire momentum, like sales of the team. I think that it's Brock Purdy or bust at this point.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. Elijah Mitchell should be the one to come back to really line the load of McCaffrey, line the load of Debo, of Brock Purdy. I think that's all we got for today. You good?
I'm good. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Hit us up if you're going to be at the game.
Yeah, we'd love to see you guys chat a little bit, and go ahead and chat in the comments. Let's get a conversation going. What you think about that Trey Lance coming back from IR or Elijah Mitchell? What do you guys think?
All right, let it.